Certainly, they're going to have to deal with the spin twins. Well, there's actually triplets, isn't there? There's three of them. You throw in Bracewell, Santner and Phillips. Got a former Pakistani off-spinner of note alongside. Sanamir. Happy with this field? What are you making of it so far for the home side playing against the spinners?
Yeah, I think Rizwan and Salman Ali Agha, they understand how to play in the middle overs. The difference today has been the start. They didn't get a start from Fakhr and Babar the way they had in the last game, thanks to some really good New Zealand bowling. A lot of challenge for them, and they're ahead now. They want to build a partnership, but also they understand New Zealand has scored 300 on both occasions they came out to bat. So a lot of calculations must be going on.
It's a little bit of that cat and mouse at the moment, isn't it? Because they've just got to keep working it and try and keep rotating the strike, even though they're not hitting boundaries. And look at that, 3 dot balls out of the 5, so only 2 singles. Asking and carrying on. What do we get? How do we flick the switch? When do we go? Those sorts of queries. Yeah, we've had 22 overs now. Pakistan are 3 down for just 84.
आप जहां भी हो, जो भी ऑर्डर करें, फूड पैंडा संभाल लेगा।
प्योर ऑलिव और कैनोला ऑयल के साथ अब प्रीमियम सोयाबीन ऑयल की ब्लेंड से बना अच्छा ही फरा ऑलिव ऑयल।
दिल पाकिस्तानी होगा, ये तो होगा क्योंकि कोला नेक्स्ट पाकिस्तान।
LBW था यार। क्या हो गया? Of course नहीं था। अरे था यार, वो देखो तुम।
यही है गुफ्तगू का प्लस, हमारी बातों से खस्ता जीरा प्लस।
Pakistan's best-selling hybrids, Havel.
Very good, and Santner. He's the goldener, call him, Glenn Phillips. He's canny, and he gets people out. Sometimes, what an innocuous delivery, and I think the eyes light up and think, look, we're going to have to get stuck into this Glenn Phillips fellow. He used to be a keeper recently, didn't he? You know, the batting. Now look at him.
Proper all-rounder.
100%. I'm not being facetious or cheeky. I think it's credit to the man to realise that he needed to adapt, i.e. those chameleons that have done this, particularly about the modern era because of T20 and T10 and 50 overs and, of course, the great test match mode. You have to develop and move forward and adapt and change. A bit wide, but again, see, that's frustrating for the batsman. This time it's Rizwan. He's got a run yet.
We talk about the spinners. Glenn Phillips, 95 is the fastest. Generally, his speeds are more average, 92, the highest amongst all New Zealand spinners. But the good thing about him is why he's difficult to negotiate. He keeps it within the stumps. He's putting some pace on the ball, but he's keeping it within stumps. Compare it to Santner, he extracts the most spin because he's the slowest amongst all 3 of them.
Now it's a long half volley, and it got the treatment. Much to the delight of the fans. First boundary after 26, and it'll make the captain, Mohammad Rizwan, feel a little bit lighter.
The moment the spinner goes outside the stumps, if there's space on the ball, all the batter has to do is to time it. And this is what Rizwan did. The pace was on offer. It was not within stumps, outside of easy 4.
Nice and straight again and attacking the stumps. The wide, this has been a little bit more productive. This over. Half a dozen, and can it be more? Courtesy of Salman. Oh, yes, it can. He has smoked this over extra. Salman, sensational. Happy Valentine's Day to you. It's 96 for 3.
तो हो जाए पाकिस्तान के नाम टपाल दानेदार का एक और कप।
मेरे बाल आपकी तरह घने और मजबूत कैसे होंगे?
मेरी तरह बालों में प्याज लगानी पड़ेगी। लगाओगी?
बहुत मेहनत लगेगी।
हाँ, पर इसकी नया लाइफ बॉय नेचुरली स्ट्रॉन्ग शैम्पू। इसमें है प्याज जो बालों की जड़ों में जाए और दे घने और 5 गुना तक मजबूत बाल। 10 रुपए के साशे में भी।
Yeah, he's one heck of a talent, is Mohammad Rizwan. This is highest average for keeper batters across all formats, Simon Lighton. Minimum 6,000. Emmy Stoney, no surprise there. Rolled Sangers, Kumar Sangakkara, Eddie Flower, and QDK, Quinton de Kock out of the Western Province. Love the curve. Love the curve. Sana salivating with the Santner on.
That was the boundary ball again, outside off, a bit fuller. Excellent use of the feet from Salman Ali Agha.
The high-tech Japanese technology in terms of Nippon paints. Good stuff. Asia's #1, they're saying. Nippon paint.
We talk about Santner taking the pace off. Maybe amongst all spinners, I think boundary hitting against him has been the most difficult. Bowling really good lines, gets the drift, is breeze in Karachi always. He gets the drift, gets the height, and the lengths have been perfect from him. Mostly operating within that 78 to 81, 82 kilometers per hour range.
Brings the 100 up. That single from Salman. Back to you, Skip. Back on strike, Mohammad Rizwan. Bold. The flight and dip. So just 4 from the 24th. Pakistan, that lovely round 100 for 3.
आप जहां भी हो, जो भी ऑर्डर करें, फूड पैंडा संभाल लेगा।
दिल पाकिस्तानी होगा तो ये तो होगा क्योंकि कोला नेक्स्ट पाकिस्तान।
Big Dreams Original Sandwich. Originals are forever.
Pakistan's best-selling hybrids. Havel.
It's a stunning stadium here. It's had the refurbishments. We're going to have Nathan Smith back into the attack. Starts with a little short one. Oh, not quite. Just looking out the combo window here and just wondering for a moment if he just chipped it enough to go down. Devon Conway out there. Now he's sweeping it square leg. Just gone all the way here, Sana.
It was in the air for some time, but lands safely. The good thing about these two batters is that they respect the game. They respect the bowlers. They don't over-attack. And from this New Zealand bowling lineup, it did feel like they were just seeing off Satna, trying to hit boundaries on the other end. Good to see how they approach here.
It's a lovely little punch from the Pakistani captain. And again, just underlying how slick this outfield is. Once it gets past that sort of inner ring.
Babar Azam wanted to do as well, but it went uppish. But Mohammad Rizwan, full control. High elbow, just punched it down the ground. 4 runs. He's enjoying his batting, definitely, Mohammad Rizwan, alongside his vice captain, Salman Ali Agha.
Little issue here, I think, with sight screen or one of our camera crew. Just need to go just a little bit more to the right of that eye line of Rizwan. More pace on again. Just wonder here with Nathan Smith, bring out that little split finger slow one again that he got rid of Babar Azam with on the court and bowl. There's a man on the drive, that's Mitch Santner on the offside. And even mid-off, sometimes you can just deceive a batter that thinks the delivery's there to hit through the line, given it's a very good batting surface. And not quite there. Caught in the covers or mid-off. Seen it happen a bit in white ball cricket. So what have we got? We've got half an over done, 7 already. So good for those in green. Yes. Let's watch the changes of pace. A nod from the captain.
That's really good bowling. So good to see. Good to see the crowd in as well, especially kids, the youngsters. They're enjoying cricket. There you're talking about that slow one. He deceives it so well. The batter gets to know about it really late.
It's a better line and length with pace on from Smith. Well, you just have to, don't you? You have to have maybe 3, 4 slower balls in your repertoire as a pace bowler. A lot of variety helps. So, yes, I'm not happy with that. It's going to be a bit of fun. So, winding up for some of the black caps out of point. Giggle there with Glenn Phillips. Of course, they see each other a lot around the globe. Players in this modern era. Run down to third. So 8 from the 25th over. Halfway stage of overs. 108 for 3.
बाबर आखिर क्या है इस फोन में?
लो जी, इसमें
जब यूफोन 4G की वीकली ग्रैंड ऑफर से मिले 100 GB डेटा और फ्री शॉक सब्सक्रिप्शन तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
तो हो जाए पाकिस्तान के नाम टपाल दानेदार का एक और कप।
Pakistan's best-selling hybrids. Havel.
Rizwan has kept the strike, so he's going to be up against his counterpart. It is Phillips hunting. This wasn't bad, son. And here we go. Just have a look at that change. the grip here. The split fingers of the index finger and your big finger. Bubba gone. And, Rizwan had to check the stroke. Mindful of it, and yeah, got it downtown, but yeah, the one after was a goodie. Deception was there.
Yes, so important as a batter to read the ball from the hand of the bowler. And also the discipline about how they are attacking different bowlers. Talk about that split finger, cross seam, change of pace. The length was different also. With Babar, it was more there to be hit. Rizwan did really well to keep it down. In last match also against South Africa, both these batters were saying we were seeing off Keshav Maharaj and attacking other bowlers. Here it does feel like the plan is to see off Santner.
Well, I think as cricket lovers will appreciate watching this, that you can shift gears very quickly and score quite a lot of runs. And it's the last, well, 14, 15 overs, provided you got wickets in hand. These two could be there for a while. Look at a maiden. More of Smith up against Salman. Yeah, very good from you, Sanamir, in terms of all the balls. You've got to be wicket to wicket on this sort of surface. Just have to be.
Yeah, absolutely. As a bowler, you don't have a lot to play with, and if you're wicket to wicket, there are more chances. The LBW comes into play. If the batters miss, there's a chance for other dismissals as well. This partnership now 54 of 87. At some point, there will be an acceleration.
Just squeezes it through. Think about two. It's not there. Black Caps pride themselves on commitment, throwing themselves around. Fielding is so important. Any form of cricket, but particularly
key, and you have rightly pointed out, fielding would play a huge role, especially it's a 50-over game. Dew might be a factor. The outfields are lightning fast.
using Pindi, your neck of the woods, isn't it, up there, up north? Lahore, I was surprised how chilly it was, even into early Feb. Feb 8th or 9th when I got here. Smith. So nice and straight again. Yeah, well, there's nothing worse than you and I from a bowling corner. Know it quite well, let down by men fielding or women catching in their positions of key importance, and catches go down in the contest. It is hair-pulling stuff. I know you're thinking that.
That's why the new hairstyle, Danny, for you.
Yeah, a few drop catches, and that's right. Hair got ripped out. Going to squeeze one. Tight for Rizwan, but home.
What about your reactions to the fielders? How would you react generally?
I'd probably take a selfie like that. I'll participate and win by taking a picture with the Peak Friends original sandwich pack. Share on Instagram and follow us and tag at PF Original Sandwich for a chance to win an iPhone or a trip to the barber. Oh, that's a cracker, is it? Is it? Speaking of fielding. Oh, not quite. Is that big Will O'Rourke trying to get those long legs moving? Couldn't quite get there. But that could have been a big moment if that had been taken in this contest.
At least now, almost 3 shots that have fallen in front of the fielders. Good effort there, but a bit short. And still the New Zealand fielders on the boundary might think about coming maybe a few yards in. We have seen at least 3 catches going down. It's not been carrying that well. The connections have not been there so far.
Yeah, and on the other flip side of that is that you're concerned about how quick this outfield is. You want to be back there to stop boundaries. Polite inquiry from Smith, but ends the over. We've had 27 here, and it's 1-1-2 for 3.
Peak Friends Original Sandwich. Originals are forever.
बाबर आखिर क्या है इस फोन में?
लो जी, इसमें
जब यूफोन 4G की वीकली ग्रैंड ऑफर से मिले 100 GB डेटा और फ्री शॉक सब्सक्रिप्शन, तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
Just topping there of Salman. He's got this innings right now to go past Matthew Gretzky. Sana, what do you think of young Matthew Gretzky?
I think something of him reminds me of A.B. de Villiers, whether it's in the batting, he's a 360 player, or in the field. He brings so much energy to the field. Very, very impressive. Excellent at the opening position, 150 on debut, and then an 80-plus score when he had to come 1 down. Brilliant talent for South Africa.
Here's O'Rourke. He's back in the attack, and immediately that extra pace and bounce that Will O'Rourke provides. 1 for 18 from his 5, and I can see here a good move this is from Mitch Santner. Kiwi captain saying, yeah, listen, we need a wicket here. We could really do with this because this partnership is blossoming. Just had that close chance. Wasn't. It dropped well short in the end, but O'Rourke himself nearly got there off that bouncer from Nathan Smith. Again, hammering into those stumps.
You're talking about Matthew Gretzky. We saw some masterclass from him on debut. He was asked to open the batting, 150 of 48. We saw some excellent power hitting, some timing, really good pull shots. He was keen to take on the fast bowlers, keen to go down the ground as well. Still head. That's a brave, brave innings.
Indeed. You mentioned A.B. de Villiers and a little bit of lightness. Well, had a chat to him here, interviewed him, a player interview prior to the start of Wednesday, and he said, well, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. He said, look, who else? AB de Villiers was his idol, someone he looked up to. He's a youngster growing up. He's 26 now, Gretzky. So you think about a decade or so ago. Well, loved watching AB de Villiers, particularly with the advent of all the franchise cricket around the world, and of course playing for his country, for the Proteas. AB de Villiers. But, yeah, very impressive young fellow. So it bodes well for South Africa for the future, experience, and then getting more experience. Gretzky in this part of the world, opportunity. Took it with both hands. Salman on strike. It's another very good bit of line and length from O'Rourke.
What I really like about New Zealand's captaincy here is that Santner has been able to mix the bowlers really well. When we're talking about South Africa, there were 15 overs of pace bowling up front and then spinners throughout in the middle. But what Santner has done really well, he has mixed up the bowlers, and that's why you see the strike rates. For Rizwan, it's 45.31, 29 of 64 deliveries. And that will be the key of how this innings finishes. Because in the middle, they have really got the shackles on Pakistan.
Hashtag we love a bowling captain. Sanamir. Bowled. Just can run it down to third, and that's all. So only 2 runs from the 28th over, and Pakistan find themselves 114 for 3.
In the air, oh, just on the bounce. It's not been easy to hit the ball freely as it was day before yesterday. It's not the same surface, different tactics.
Yeah, you are right. Quite contrasting the conditions from the last game, where the boundaries were flowing, batters were dictating terms, but here, bowlers finally having a say in this triangular series.
Should be just the one. It just interests me personally when I look at batters like Salman or Rizwan, who've had a 260 partnership, and now they're bringing their skill to the fore, trying to understand what's required of this surface from them. I can't think of a sport which is so heavily condition dependent. When you talk about the ball's condition, you talk about the pitch's condition, one of the first sports to stop, or when it's different weather.
And also the players' condition is also important in this sport. Yeah, but you have to appreciate and you have to laud the effort of Kiwi bowlers. You know, they've been able to understand the surface very quickly and quickly opt for the options which were the best. But they have really done well. And this effort of theirs, they have denied the singles. Yes, boundaries, hard to get at the moment, but by denying singles to both the batters who were centurion in the previous outing has to be a very good effort. The Pakistanis would like to be